So while everybody's arguing which AI model is the absolute most powerful, to me it's becoming abundantly clear that understanding in a deep way exactly when to use each model is the real way that you can stay ahead of 99% of the people out there. And so today we're going to look at 5 things that Gemini does way better than any of the other models, so that anytime you come across any of these use cases, you know, I need to use Gemini for that. The interesting thing is that all of these center around processing visual data in one way or another. So we're going to jump right in. The first use case is using Gemini Canvas for slides. I've tried all the major slide generation tools, and I got to say that Gemini with Canvas turned on is my #1 go-to for a true workhorse when it comes to generating slides. Now the trick here is not to jump right into generating the slides. You want to gather the material first. I'm just going to use a simple example here. What's the history of the modern Olympics? And of course that returns some amazing things here, all about the revival, etc., going through a bunch of things that I think would make a cool slide deck. So I'm just going to copy all of this, but then we start a new chat string and turn on this Canvas feature, drop in our source material, and then we'll add this prompt. Please create a slide presentation from the following material, and we'll let that run. And here's what that looks like. I love these because they're very clean and they're very minimal, but the thing that I like the most about this is that there's always some little things that you want to tweak, and that is the true power of creating slides here versus creating them in maybe Notebook LM, where you're creating like full images for each slide, which are very hard to edit. And similarly in other tools, it gets really hard to edit these slides, but you can just click this export to slide button. Then right here, open those slides. And now we can edit whatever we want here and add our own different styles and templates the way that you normally would. We've got all these different images. We might say, hey, I want something different here. So we can click on that and we can use Nano Banana instantly right in here like this. We can just pull this image in instead, swap that out. And we can create new slides in here by just quickly like duplicating this and, you know, making some edits here if there's just one little quick thing that we want to make sure to add. But a couple pro tips here after doing this many times, it's always going to create 13 slides, I think. So if you want more than that, you can say something like, this is great, but can you please create another deck with additional slides that complement these? And then you should get another 13 slides that you can add to your current deck and compile into a longer and longer slide deck. And now we have 13 complementary slides that we can add to our original deck here. One problem to watch out for is that you can't keep doing that. I found if you keep making requests that it will start to go sideways and not work. So you've really got to put all of your instructions in, I think, those first 2 prompts to get the best possible outcomes. But you can get much more specific about the style and branding. Sometimes I say do it in a dark mode using these certain colors to really get it to match what I'm going for. I've got a cheat sheet that accompanies this video. I've created over 175 of these, and they're all instantly downloadable to anybody who joins my Patreon subscription. Okay, now moving on from slide decks to actually designing user experience and user interfaces. I now know of multiple people that only use Gemini for designing the layout of their software. To show you this, I'm going to stick to that Olympics theme and say my birthday's coming up and I want it to have an Olympics theme. I'd like to create a simple web app that my friends and I can use to compete in various events that can be done in a field with minimal equipment. Can you help me sketch out some UI and UX ideas? And I'm going to turn that canvas on again so it'll actually create stuff and not just describe it. And there we go. And here's what it came up with. These look absolutely awesome. One of the things that it does is it really thinks through the use case better than a lot of the other pieces of software out there. So there's one thing that it mentions here. It says, hey, this is going to be outside, so we need high contrast colors and large touch targets. If you're playing sports out in a field, that is absolutely right. So it's a lot of that thinking behind the scenes that, you know, the other models might make something pretty, but maybe not quite as usable. So this created 3 different variations. This is sort of a schedule variation, then a grid variation, and then what they're calling a hero variation, which I think looks super cool. And of course, it's got the different points down at the bottom. I think this could be a really cool little app you could spin up for a birthday party. And by no means would I actually build the app inside of Gemini, because I think there's other models that are much better than Gemini at that. But what I would do is grab this code and Control A, Control C, drop that right into Claude Code and say, hey, can you help me build out this app using this layout? The cheat sheet has a bunch of extra vocabulary here that you can help steer it to creating the layout that you actually want. I think learning some of that vocab, being able to explain it to the AI is really key to getting exactly what you want in the end. So as I was making this video, I was reminded of a quote by Rick Rubin, and the quote is that the ability to look at a complicated situation and know what matters and what doesn't, what to pay attention to and what to ignore is a kind of genius. This has many implications in the AI world, as there are so many things coming at us. There are so many things that we absolutely must ignore because there's no way we're going to capture it all. Similarly, the outputs that these AIs generate is often way overcomplicated. So we need to know what to look for, where the important parts are in these complicated responses that it gives us in order to understand exactly how to proceed with whatever we're trying to achieve. And when it comes to doing anything related to editing images, I'm sure you're well aware that Nano Banana inside of Gemini is the #1 way to change or alter any images. And of course, you can access it right here in Gemini. But if you really do a lot with this stuff, you're going to want to check out FreePick. I'm not sponsored by FreePick, but I do use the heck out of this tool. They've got a feature called Spaces. I want to show you how this works. When you click in here and create a new space, you can now quickly iterate and spin up many different versions of Nano Banana to get exactly what you want here. Let me show you how this works. I'm clicking in here to create an image, and then I am selecting Nano Banana Pro. I'm going to say, can you please help me create a social media invite to my Olympic themed birthday party? And you can select the aspect ratio here, and I've got Nano Banana Pro selected, and I'm going to right away generate 3 different ideas, and it's going to create all 3 of those right at a time, so I don't have to continuously do that or do that in different windows. What's also great about it is it doesn't have the little watermark when you create it in here. So there we've been able to quickly create 3 different iterations. Now let's say we like this one the best. I'm just going to drag this down here and start using the node editor to edit this. I'm asking it, can you just create a more minimal version of this, because I think it has overcomplicated it a little bit, and I want 2 versions of that just to see what it comes up with, how it interprets minimal. Great. I like this one. Now I want to add me to it. So I dragged in an image of me. I created a new node here that just says, please add a cartoon version of me to this image in the bottom right. I'm going to make 3 versions of that. And we're going to connect both of these and run it. There's one that's pretty funny. I'm going to say that's not the winner. And there you go. It's got a few versions there of me added on the right, and you can just see how quickly it is to iterate and improve upon a design using these spaces features rather than trying to do all that here in the chat, which is really not what chat was built for. The cheat sheet includes a resource that I just love with 90 of the best Nano Banana prompts for just getting exactly what you want out of this powerful image editing tool. The next thing that Gemini has that no other tool has is the Google AI Studio, and this allows you to upload video and audio in a way that none of the other tools can really handle. There's so many different use cases for this. It could easily be its own video, but one of my favorite use cases is if you're trying to design a website. What I do is I'll go to this website, which is called Awards, AWWWARDS, and I'll look around for some inspiration. You can explore these different award-winning websites, and oftentimes these websites, they might have a really cool design, and you can upload screenshots to other AI tools, but what we want is this interactivity, which you don't get in a screenshot. So what I often do is I'll do a screen recording. I use a tool called Zeit for that. You can use Loom, and I will then, once it's recording, start to manipulate the website and get a good feel for how things interact, how little animations happen. clicking around, seeing all that. And then I will take that recording and I'll upload that right into Google AI Studio. This is just aistudio.google.com. Then I'll grab a longer prompt like this one and I'll copy that right into Google AI Studio, which basically tells this to look at the screen capture video and help me create a very similar website or get some inspiration from this website. And then I'll attach that video right in here. I'll let that run. And it has created a version of this that is very close to that video that I put in there. So we're getting not only the design, but the actual interactions and these little animations, as well as what these pages look like. So if you're doing anything in web design, and let's face it, nearly all of us have to do that at some point, that can be a cool little hack to get a very advanced looking website that doesn't look like any of the stock, websites that these AI might generate just, based on their training data. Again, I've got that prompt here in the cheat sheet along with a lot more related to the design vocabulary when it comes to building out websites in particular. And learning a little bit of vocabulary about whatever you're trying to do has been really helpful to me in my AI journey. It reminds me of this Charlie Munger quote where acknowledging what you don't know is the dawning of wisdom. The final use case here, number 5, has to do with deep research. So when you're doing any sort of research, knowing the terminology that true researchers use, that true, business consultants and strategists and scientists use can really bring your deep research to the next level, because I know that many tools out there now do deep research, and I don't care. I'm going to Gemini when I have to do anything related to deep research. It's right here in Tools, Deep Research. You can now tell it exactly where you want to get your sources from, which is new. You can pile in tons of different sources from Drive, from Gmail, from different chats, or upload files, but definitely you want to make sure that search is on. I love that you can now put in your own documents as well. I've seen more regular people, non-coders make more money using deep research than really any other tool. I've got a link to a whole series of videos around that, but the number one thing is using these meta prompts like the one here that I have in the cheat sheet that will help you create a very extensive and detailed prompt that tells the deep research exactly what you're looking for in the final results. Again, the cheat sheet dives way deeper into how to use these meta prompts to get the exact end result, because it does take some steering to get the most out of this deep research. And I've got a whole bunch of other videos I'll link to in the description if that's something you're interested in. This deep research process has helped me not only to serve my clients much better, but also to learn some things that I never thought I'd be capable of learning. And I came across a Mark Cuban quote here that I want to share with you. He says, there are generally 2 types of LLM users. There are those that use it to learn everything and those that use it so they don't have to learn anything. You want to be in that first group, absolutely. And since you're watching this video, I'm sure that you are. Check out the cheat sheet. It expands on all this with the exact prompts you can just copy and paste in, as well as a dozen other resources that I've found really helpful in mastering Gemini. I've also got some group coaching options in the Patreon where you can jump on calls with me and ask me questions together. We can collaborate on things. There's a lot of talented people in that group, so definitely consider that. Now I want to point you to a video that looks at the entire Google ecosystem in 8 minutes. I've got that link right here. I will see you over there.
Make the dream come true.